He's Hacker.
Talk about a fried egg. I lasted about 5 minutes out there. I said, to heck with this. I'll do this in the morning. And I don't have any inside information. The lady that did it, she got in there. She made it happen.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
And I do enjoy drinking cold beer at ballparks. So if that makes me a baseball fan, then I'm a diehard baseball fan.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
And a very good Monday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, 1010XL, 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. The first day of the Jacksonville Jaguar offseason as the Jaguars fall yesterday to the Buffalo Bills, 27-24. Certainly have a lot of thoughts on that. Really appreciate everybody joining us last night on the fifth quarter, our final fifth quarter of the year. Thought that was pretty therapeutic for not only you guys, but certainly us as well, as that was a gut punch yesterday, man. That was a shot that the Buffalo Bills delivered. Hey, look, they get paid too. And Josh Allen made some terrific plays. And at the end of the day, they made one more play than the Jaguars did, and Buffalo wins the game, and Jacksonville's season comes to an abrupt end. So that is certainly where we are going to spend an overwhelming majority of this week, and certainly an overwhelming majority of tonight's show. Guest lineup looks like this: Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com and Jaguars Radio. He will join us coming up towards the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour, as we will get Brian's thoughts on the season that was. Also, the head coach, Dave Campo, a little Monday night coaching with Campo here on Hacker After Dark, and Coach Gerald Ingram, who you heard with me every week on the fifth quarter. Both coaches will stop by in the 9 o'clock hour tonight, as it's a lot of reaction, a lot of what-ifs, and an ever so brief look ahead at what is to come now that the offseason is here, and decisions don't have to be made right away, but we're already in the middle part of January. The Senior Bowl is in, 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. The Combine is in 6 weeks. Free agency is in 2 months. So you got a little bit of time to decompress, but not all that much, as you got to hit the ground running with decisions on Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne, Monteric Brown, Greg Newsome, Andrew Winger, Dennis Gardeck, Tim Patrick, go on down the line. A lot of decisions do need to be made on some impending free agents. As I told Baloo there during the 2-minute drill, one of my annual conversations with Mike Giannetti, the founder of Spot Track, the best website out there when it goes to sports contracts, salary cap, all of that. I'm scheduled to have Mike on tomorrow evening here on Hacker After Dark, and we will do a deep dive, man. I mean a deep dive into the Jaguar roster, salary cap room, dead cap money, things that can be done, contracts that can be moved. I think you'll enjoy that conversation coming up on a Tuesday night edition of Hacker After Dark. Every night on HAD, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night, and Dylan Denmark. Let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal?
No, because it is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
You know, one thing that I thought about driving into the fifth quarter last night, and one thing that I continue to think about a majority of today, you know, we are in a sports society right now where you blame the coach for a loss, or you blame the quarterback for a loss. You blame a critical turnover, or the referee for making in what your opinion is a bad call. Everybody has reasons that their team lost the game, right? It's usually under one of those criteria. Coaching decisions, bad play, star player not showing up, referees were terrible. We all have done it. Every one of us. I've done it. Denmark has done it. You have done it time and time and time again in your sports fandom. But one of the things that I thought about driving in tonight, sometimes you just lose. Sometimes on that given day, for that 3-hour plus period, you just simply get beat. Jaguars got beat yesterday. The Jaguars made great plays. They were in it. Offense made plays. Defense made plays. Special teams made plays, forcing a turnover. Logan Cook, a 58-yard punt. Was it flawless? Of course not. We'll get to that in a moment. But the Jaguars absolutely played well enough to win. They just got beat. Buffalo yesterday, for that 3-hour period, was the better football team. Or should I say Josh Allen, for that 3-hour period, was the best player on the field. I'm not telling you to accept losing. If you want to say the referee gave you the business, or, Liam Cohen did this, or Trevor Lawrence did that, well, that's your prerogative. I'm just telling you how I feel. And how I feel is sometimes you just get beat. And the Jacksonville Jaguars got beat yesterday by the Buffalo Bills. Now, having said that, if we're going to analyze the game, I think there were interesting calls on both sides. By the way, if Jacksonville would have won the game, they would be screaming in Buffalo about that end of first half situation. If that would have been reversed and had Buffalo been the one trying to down the ball and Jacksonville been on defense, we would have been losing our minds, because I don't think the ball was snapped. I think there were all zeros on the clock. And when you looked at it on replay, I don't know how you could determine that that ball was snapped when it certainly looked like it was not. So my point is, people are going to say, well, the referees gave Jacksonville a bad whistle. I don't think so. I think there were bad calls on both sides. I think there were good calls on both sides. I didn't have much of a problem with the officiating yesterday, which leads into my point that sometimes you just get beat. I'm 42 years old, admittedly an old 42. I'll own that. The analytics stuff, the decimal point stuff, I respect it a lot more now than I probably did 3 or 4 years ago. But I've said this all year, and I'll continue to say it. And I'm going to have to learn with the fact that it's where we are in coaching in today's NFL. Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, heck, you even saw Harbaugh and Vrabel do it last night. How you don't kick that field goal after the fumble on the kickoff return when you were up 7-3, I'll never understand. And I'm at the point in my life where I kind of accept things. I'm going to accept the fact that maybe I'm just not supposed to understand it. You can tell me everything you want to about the numbers say this and the percentages say that. And again, you may very well be right. And you can call me an old curmudgeon at 42 years of age. The worst thing that happened, I even said this to my son who I was watching the game with, when it was 3rd and 11, I said, oh, please don't let them gain 9 or 10 yards. Because I knew Cohen was going to go for it. I wish that ball would have been incomplete. The worst thing that could have happened was they gained 9 yards on 3rd and 11. If you're scouting the Jaguars next year and you have them in 3rd and 10, just let them gain 8 yards and make the tackle. Because they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. They always do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But in a playoff scenario, when you're up 7-3, you have all the momentum. I equate it to a bunt in baseball, right? The ambitious thing is to try to get the out at second, the lead runner. Man, when they bunt the ball to you in baseball, they're giving you an out, man. They're just giving you an out. Take it. Say thank you. Throw it to first. Same thing yesterday. When Buffalo fumbled that ball on the kickoff, they're giving you 3 points, man. They're just handing you 3 points. Take it with gratitude. Say thank you. No, go for it on 4th and 2. Don't get it. Buffalo then drives 94 yards. They lead 10-7. Momentum's completely gone. I'll never understand it. And again, I'm at the point in life now where I guess I am not supposed to understand it. Why you simply don't just say thank you and take those 3 points, particularly in a playoff game. As far as Trevor Lawrence, did he play great yesterday? No. Bad pick in the first quarter, right, to Shaq Thompson. The second interception with a minute to go, it's kind of panic time there. If you look on the all-22, Parker Washington would have been open, but Joey Bosa was bearing down on him, and Tre'Davious White made a great play. It is what it is, man. They get paid as well. But Trevor, not once but twice yesterday, drove his team down to take the lead in the fourth quarter of the AFC playoffs, including a touchdown pass to Travis Etienne with 4 minutes to go. Trevor Lawrence played well enough to win. The defense, good at times this year. Dare I say great at times this year. But there were instances in the fourth quarter where they let the team down. Cincinnati, week 2. Houston, obviously, that fourth quarter collapse. And yesterday, simply could not stop Buffalo. Could not stop Josh Allen. And the fact that there were not one but 2 blown coverages in the fourth quarter of those drives in the AFC playoffs, at home nonetheless, it's a tough pill to swallow. It's tough, man. It's tough because it was there. It was right there for Jacksonville. But I talked last week about battle scars, right? And I meant it. Think about the battle scars that Buffalo has been through in the playoffs. Josh Allen in particular. He lost every one of his road games until yesterday. 13 seconds to go, getting their heart ripped out at Arrowhead. There is something to be said for a team that has those battle scars, that knows what these feelings are like we're feeling today, but they have felt it time and time and time again. They build character, man. There's no doubt about that. You know the way we all feel today? Well, imagine the way the players feel today, the coaches feel today. Today sucks if you're anybody associated with the Jacksonville Jaguars. It'll get easier as we get further along. And that'll be a conversation for later on this week or certainly next week, kind of a retrospective, if you will, to put everything into perspective. But Buffalo has had these battle scars for years and years and years. They knew what it was like, and they won a close game. They found a way to win. And you know what? At some point, you tip your cap to them. You say, good job. And we wish them the best of luck. The NFL did them no favors, by the way. That is a joke that both Buffalo and San Francisco played on Sunday and have to turn right back around and play on Saturday. That is Exhibit A, why there should not be a Monday Night Football playoff game. Look, I'm going to enjoy watching the Texans-Steelers game tonight with you. It's about to kick off. We'll keep you updated as long as we're on the air. But the reason there should not be a Monday Night Football playoff game is scheduling now. It is not fair for Buffalo, and I know it's not a lot of love for Buffalo in this city today, but to play at 1 o'clock, for the game to end at 4, to get back to Buffalo at 9, 10 o'clock last night, and have to turn right back around and get on a plane on Friday to potentially play a Saturday 4:30 game, all because the NFL wants a Monday Night Football playoff game. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. And I'm not the only one. I think Tony Dungy, a couple of other people, went on pretty good rants this morning about it. But at least Buffalo's still playing. The Jaguars are not. More on the Jaguars and the Bills game from yesterday. I have some other observations that I would like to share with you here on a Monday night. Again, Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, Jaguars Radio. He joins us coming up in less than 20 minutes. With Dylan Denmark, the hacker Ryan Green with you. Jacksonville, we're glad you're with us. A Monday night here in Northeast Florida till 10 o'clock with you right here on Hacker After Dark.
He tackles talk radio like a middle linebacker in the gap.
I tell it like I see it, and I see it like a middle linebacker.
Tommy Mack.
Period.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unsealed by renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care. Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Is that a turtleneck?
Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air. A definite nip.
I mean, it is January.
In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold.
Well, I wouldn't call this.
Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter.
So switch over to heat.
What if my system can't remember how to heat?
Dude, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat.
Huh. I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, Hickett here for Prize Picks. This week, a special max discount promotion live on the board right now. Caleb Williams has been discounted. He only needs to go for more than a half a pass yard during the Bears-Packers game Saturday. Just add another player to your lineup, and if your pick hits, man, you cash in. Download that Prize Picks app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code 1010XL, $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Walls. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning, 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Checkmate.
I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the adorable chess man on the tracks.
There are 2 things you should ask yourself about your garage floor. How clean is it now, and how clean would you like it to be? A typical bare concrete floor doesn't just collect dirt, it makes dirt.
It is literally made of dirt.
As much as you sweep and mop, the dust and grit just never ends.
And drips from your car seep into the pores, staining the concrete forever.
A Checkmate multi-layer floor resists drips and stains. It comes in your choice of dozens of colors and sweeps up sparkling clean in just seconds.
No need to wear shoes in the garage and track dirt back in the house.
Gorgeous?
Check. Durable?
Check. Tidy enough to walk on wearing clean white socks? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Yes, it is. 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Glad you're with us. Super Wild Card Weekend wrapping up right now. Texans and the Steelers. The winner of tonight's game will travel to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots on Sunday. They are just underway. 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pittsburgh does have the ball already around midfield. No score. We will keep you updated. So losing the game yesterday was a gut punch. But I got to tell you a couple of things that really stood out. Number one, the crowd yesterday at Everbank Stadium. That was awesome. And I know a lot of you probably didn't think this at the time. I really didn't think it at the time. But as now we start to kind of come down from the loss and start looking forward, the fact that that stadium in that moment with that many people, it will never be like that again. And it's a shame it went out with a loss. But remember, next year, that thing's only going to be half capacity. 35, 40,000, right? And then 27, they're not going to be playing here. Probably Orlando. And then the brand new Stadium of the Future is here in 2028. So yesterday, 70+ thousand in that version of that stadium that I grew up in, right? 42 years old. My first time in that stadium was September 3rd, 1995. The first regular season game ever. The Houston Oilers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was 11 years old. And the fact that, look, better things are coming. The Stadium of the Future is coming, and it's going to be awesome, and I cannot wait. But it is a little bittersweet, right, to think that we're never going to be in that particular stadium with 70,000 of your closest friends like that again in that particular venue. Look, a couple of things from the game. I mentioned Trevor Lawrence. Let me mention Parker Washington. You can tell me I'm crazy if you want. Jimmy Smith in 1995 and for a large majority of 1996 was a guy here in Jacksonville. Was nothing special. He was a guy. And then all of a sudden they release Andre Rison. And then Jimmy Smith got the opportunity to turn into Jimmy Smith. You take it to present day, a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, right, in Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown did not turn into what we know as Amon-Ra St. Brown until he was given that opportunity. Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN in Seattle. He was behind Lockett and Metcalf for the first 2 years. He gets his opportunity in year 3, and holy cow. Now, I don't want to jump to conclusions here, and I don't want to say that this guy is going to enter that conversation, but guys are only going to be good when they can prove that they can be good when given the opportunity. And Parker Washington, in the last 4 games of the year, had 3 100-yard receiving games, and his worst game in that stretch was 5 for 87 and a touchdown against the Titans. 450+ yards last 4 games of the year. Do they have something in Parker Washington? I think they probably do. Could he be wide receiver 1 next year? Why not? The guy was unbelievable for the last month of the year. You have him under contract. You have Jacoby Myers under contract. You got Brian Thomas Jr. under contract, and you have Brenton Strange under contract. You know what that means to me, Jaguar Nation? That means when Travis Hunter comes back, is he not a defensive back with maybe a sprinkling in of wide receiver? You might have issues at DB next year. You'll have Jordan Lewis back. You'll have Jarian Jones. Monteric Brown's a free agent. Greg Newsome is a free agent. Let's say you bring one of those guys back. Well, you got Travis Hunter just sitting over there. Again, that's a conversation for OTAs and training camp, but I was just watching Parker Washington yesterday, watching Brian Thomas Jr. yesterday, and watching Jacoby Myers yesterday. Is there room for Travis Hunter? Or would he be better used as your primary CB1 alongside Jarian Jones, Jordan Lewis. Hopefully you re-sign one of Monteric Brown and Greg Newsome. And then you work Travis Hunter in different packages as a wide receiver. Travis Etienne, did he play his final game in a Jaguar uniform? I hope not. He was terrific this year. He's 26. He's about to turn 27. He'll be 27, I believe, later this month. Still has plenty of good years left in him, you would imagine. Have we seen enough of Bashal Tootin and LaQuint Allen Jr.? I don't think so. I think you got to find a way to bring ETN back. And then you got Devin Lloyd, right? Now, the thing with Devin Lloyd is everybody's going to look at the 99-yard pick six Monday Night Football, 5 interceptions this year. Lloyd was very good. But Lloyd and his agent, with good reason, are going to want a lot of money. I've changed my tone on this over the last couple of days, particularly now that the season is over. To me, if I had the choice, I want the guy that scored 14 touchdowns back. If it's a choice between ETN or Lloyd, I'm bringing ETN back. And I'm going to hope that Ventrell Miller, Jack Kaiser, Branson Combs, or whomever else they add in free agency or the draft can fill in that spot that Devin Lloyd's going to leave void. The Jaguars, as it stands right now, only have $5 million in cap room. They don't have a lot. They're going to have to finagle some things. You know, the 4 big free agents are Newsome, Brown, Lloyd, and ETN, but then you got a lot of glue guys, right? Andrew Wingard, Dennis Gardeck, DeJuan Smoot, Austin Johnson, Tim Patrick. This roster, and that's the unfortunate thing about losing yesterday. It was right in front of you. Give Buffalo credit. They got the W. But this roster will be different. Vastly different. They got 11 draft picks. The Jaguars do. 11. Including 4 in the top 100. And you're also getting Travis Hunter back from injury. Not only that, you're getting Caleb Ransaw back, who never even played this year. So it's going to be a different-looking secondary, which may be good because yesterday, again, that was one of the more frustrating parts of it. Josh Allen was great, and the Bills beat you, like I said in the opening segment. Tip your cap to them. But it would have been nice to not blow 2 coverages. It would have been nice to not have Brandon Cooks fair catching a seam route 25 yards down the field. It also would have been nice to, I don't know, maybe have anybody on Dalton Kincaid before he scored. Just a lot of frustrating things happened yesterday. But you know what? Kudos to the Bills and their coaching staff for drawing them up. Josh Allen, you are a beast. The Buffalo Bills quarterback, not that he didn't have my respect already, he was sensational yesterday, and it took a sensational effort. If he would not have been great, Buffalo would not have won, but that's why he is who he is. For games like that, and like I said, you tip your cap to the guy, you beat him. You beat Jacksonville yesterday. You were the best player on that football field. Jaguar fans, again, we'll do a lot more of this as we get further along here. The first couple of days, including tonight, are about reviewing things like that. But it was a fun year. You know, I was telling Baloo this earlier. There's this guy, Sam Block, I think's his name. He works for ESPN. He put some ridiculous thing on Twitter about, the Titans were 3-14 and the Jaguars were 13-4. Yet Jacksonville played only 7 more days than Tennessee. Isn't the NFL cruel? Yeah, what about the previous 4 months there, Sam? You think the people in Nashville enjoyed 3-14 the last 4 months near as much as the people in Duval here enjoyed 13-4? I said this last night on the 5th quarter. And look, it was rough last night. I got a 6-year-old at home. He did not take the loss very well. It was tough talking a little hack about it. Little guy was not happy. And I said, buddy, and it's a trendy thing to say, be glad that it happened. don't be sad that it's over. You wouldn't have been sad if the good times didn't come before it, right? Be glad that it happened. Don't be sad that it's over, because football was fun again this year. It was fun to come in and do the fifth quarter with Leon Searcy and Gerald Ingram. Not that I don't always have fun with you guys, but you know what I mean. It's fun to come into Hacker After Dark when the team is 13-4 and thriving, as opposed to 3-14 or 7-9 or whatever, 7-10. It was a blast, man. It just goes to show you, though, how quickly it can all come to an end. I don't think any of us were ready for the team to clean out their lockers today. I certainly wasn't ready to have Brian Sexton and Dave Campo and Gerald Ingram on tonight to review the season. I was thinking we were going to be previewing New England. Not to be. But the loss yesterday doesn't change the fact that this was a damn fun year again here in Jacksonville. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. NFL Wildcard Weekend, Super Wildcard Weekend coming to a close. Houston and Pittsburgh. Winner goes to Foxborough on Sunday. They are still scoreless, approaching the midway point of the first quarter. Coming up next, my buddy Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com and Jaguars Radio. We will review yesterday. We'll take a look back on the season that was and an ever so brief look at the offseason to come. Brian Sexton next on a Monday night here on Hacker After Dark.
It takes all cylinders working together to complete a successful drive.
We need a drive right now.
Listen for the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
Need a drive right now.
On 1010XL.
We gotta finish.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up, and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Florida doesn't ease into the heat. It comes fast and it comes hard. And if your AC barely survived last summer, you're already on borrowed time. That's why Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning wants you to start the year off strong with a new AC system. Make the smart move before summer hits. Right now, get their lowest price of the year, $1,000 off a new AC system when you install by February 28th. Call now to schedule your free estimate and get ahead of the season. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served up by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
This is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Tired of your hair falling out? Our hair restoration solutions have helped over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477 or go to hairforme.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
Running a small business is tough, so the Florida Small Business Development Center at UNF provides a free business checkup, a personalized analysis that helps you boost profits, your online presence, and increase your company's value. No cost, no strings attached. It's guidance from experts who understand what it takes to succeed in business. Whether you're just starting out or ready to expand, it's time to act. Complete a request for consulting at unf.edu/SBDC.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. The Jaguars season came to an end yesterday at Everbank Stadium. Buffalo 27, Jacksonville 24. The Jaguars finished 13-5 on the year. Let's recap the loss yesterday. Let's look back on the season as a whole, and let's look ahead big picture at what this offseason may hold. Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com and Jaguars Radio, has been so gracious with his time all year long, and he joins us again here on 1010XL. Brian, how we doing, man?
Good. Really good. How are you?
Brian, we're good. Thank you so much for the time. All right, that was unfortunate yesterday, but, you know, you got to think the Buffalo Bills get paid too, and Josh Allen's one heck of a football player, Brian. It was, you know, one of those things where in the fourth quarter he just put that Superman cape on.
Listen, Ryan, I thought the Jaguars' path to victory was to stop the run at all costs, to take away James Cook and put it exclusively in the hands of Josh Allen. And they did. They were magnificent. Cook did nothing significant in the ball game. The most significant run came from Allen on fourth down late in the game that set up the game-winning touchdown. So the run wasn't a factor. That was the number one run defense against the number one run offense. Mission accomplished. The problem is that Josh Allen is a Hall of Famer. He's the reigning MVP, and he completed 28 or 35 passes. I mean, he took whatever you would give him. And the Jaguars, unfortunately, had a couple of breakdowns in coverage in the fourth quarter, and he took advantage of them. He's a great player. He made big plays, and the Jaguars didn't make enough of them.
There's no doubt Jaguars offensively took the lead twice in the fourth quarter with 2 touchdown drives, including the one from Trevor Lawrence to Travis Etienne with 4 minutes to go. Brian, it certainly wasn't a perfect day for Trevor Lawrence by any stretch of the imagination, but I would say Trevor absolutely played well enough to win yesterday's game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he gave you the lead twice in the fourth quarter. And if you haven't heard, the 4 fourth quarter lead changes ties the NFL record for most lead changes in a fourth quarter in a playoff game, which, by the way, was set on Saturday in Carolina against the Rams. So he gave you what he had. Now, at the end of the game, could he have made a better throw? Well, the defensive back made a hell of a play on the ball. Could he have hung on to it for a second longer and then thrown it to Parker Washington, who appears to be coming open? Yeah, you had Bosa bearing down on top of him. So, the best I could tell is that Josh Allen beat Trevor Lawrence in terms of making plays. I thought he played well enough to win. I guess people are going to have to look back and make their own decision. But when you have the lead with 4 minutes to play and you've got Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker and Foye Oluokun, I mean, you expect to make a play. And the Jaguars didn't.
Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, Jaguars Radio. Brian, a really interesting talk in the fan base is the fourth down to go for it after the fumble recovery on the Bills kickoff. The Jaguars do not go for the 3 points. They go for it on fourth down. They do not get it. What was your thought on Liam Cohen's decision?
Well, I'm an old guy. I want the points, right? I understand that in the playoffs, especially against a team that averaged 28 points a game, points are at a premium, and I would have kicked it. And I've heard the coach's explanation, and I understand it, right? He felt like even if you didn't get it, you've got them at the 6. It's your defense's job to get them off the field, force them to punt. You get the ball near midfield, you go back in and you try again. I've seen it time and again. I just think points matter. If you get the field goal at the end of the first half there, maybe it's a moot point. I lean on the side of taking the points. But listen, that's not the way that modern coaches work it. We saw it last night in the Chargers Patriots game. No score. Harbaugh's got it. 4th and goal from about the 2-yard line. Decides, forget the points. I'm going for the touchdown. On the road in the playoffs. Doesn't get it. I mean, it's almost carbon copy. Here come the Patriots right down the field to score and take the lead. So from my perspective, points are a premium in the playoffs. You take it, but that isn't the way this guy coaches. So I would expect people better get used to the fact that Liam Cohen is going to be aggressive.
For the record, Brian, I completely agree with you. I was saying before the play, and I'm sure there's documented proof on Twitter/X before the ball was even snapped. Kick the ball, take the points. I did not like the decision, but as you said, it's what Cohen's done all year, and it's something we're going to have to get used to. And by the way, I have no issues whatsoever with Liam Cohen. Aside from that, I'm very happy that he's here. He's a great coach, and I think the Jaguars are in really good hands moving forward.
But Ryan, let me interrupt you. It's not just Cohen, right? I mean, Harbaugh did it last night, and you can go back and find many. You will probably see it again in a playoff game, whether it's tonight or next weekend.
Oh, look at what Ben Johnson did in Chicago. That was crazy on Saturday night.
It's the way it's the way that they coach. It just is. So I came to grips with it last night and thought that you better just get used to it.
Yeah, it's a good point. Speaking of hands, you were in the early stages of Jimmy Smith, and Jimmy Smith did not turn into Jimmy Smith until he was allowed the opportunity to turn into Jimmy Smith. And I'm not necessarily saying that Parker Washington's going to be that, but what I will say, Brian, is these last 4 games were sensational. I mean, do the Jaguars have something with Parker Washington?
Yeah, they really do. What they have is a connection between the quarterback and the wide receiver. The throw on Parker Washington's touchdown was perfect. Tony Romo, I was watching the broadcast last night, and Tony Romo said that is absolutely the spot to put the ball. And we've questioned Trevor's accuracy at times this year, but put it right where Parker Washington go get it. I don't know. I can't recall a wide receiver with which Trevor had better connection. I mean, you could make the case that the last 8 games, Jacoby Myers would fit that. But Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, Marvin Jones, none of them. This kid came in as a 6th-round pick, would have been higher had he not broken his foot in his final season at Penn State, and it's taken a couple of years for him to evolve. We've seen flashes, but this year we saw consistency, which means if he stays healthy, next year I think you see a guy who is pushing 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. The quarterback believes in him. The offensive coordinator believes in him. The coach believes in him. Parker Washington is a dynamic playmaker, and no one can argue that. In fact, I would tell you he deserves votes for the team MVP based on the fact that he had 2 punt returns for touchdowns and set the franchise record for 3 in a career. The sky is the limit for what he can become.
Couple more for Brian Sexton. Along those lines, Parker, BTJ, obviously Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange, they're all under contract next year. They will all be here, and that's fantastic. And Travis Hunter re-enters the fold. So with the emergence of Parker Washington, Brian, and the arrival of Jacoby Myers, look, I don't know what the Jaguars will do. I've said now that I would have Travis Hunter primarily be a DB with a sprinkling in at wide receiver. What is your thought on how that whole thing is going to work itself out?
Well, I'm an old guy. I lean towards, your philosophy on this. If people want to see how good he can be as a defensive back, go watch the pass defense that he had against Devontae Adams in London. He ran the route. I mean, his footwork was exceptional. I think he could be an elite defensive back, and my rationale would be sprinkle him in on offense where it makes sense. You've got enough weapons. But, listen, just like we talked about Liam Cohen being Liam Cohen, he's going to go for those 4th downs. James Gladstone, Tony Baselli, Liam Cohen have asked players to come in and be themselves. And Travis Hunter is a guy who wants to play both sides of the football. And if the Jaguars think that it is good for them and good for him physically to play both sides of the football, they're going to let him do it. They drafted him because they thought he could be a transformational player. They didn't get enough time on task with him this year because of the knee injury that he suffered coming out of the bye week. So I would be surprised if they try to limit him from being who he is. In fact, I would think they're more excited to see it. You may see a heavier sprinkling on offense, but I love him as a cornerback.
And look, you get Travis Hunter back. You now get Caleb Ransall back as well. Brian, as we start to look ahead a little bit to what should be a very interesting offseason, let's stay in the secondary. Both Monteric Brown, Greg Newsome, you can throw in Andrew Wingard, are all free agents. Odds are all 3 of those guys won't be back. How do you think that works itself out in the secondary?
Well, listen, if I could have someone back, I'd like Monteric Brown because I drafted him. Jags drafted him. And he's evolved into a really nice player. Listen, Newsome came in and was okay. But for what his number was this year and what he can command on the market, I would move on. I don't know what their plan is, but I would probably move on there and draft and develop young guys. Dewey is he's a fan favorite. And if you can bring him back in a role at a number that fits your cap, I would do it. He was terrific against the run. I mean, Jeff Logan was in the studio that I'm in right now last week just talking about his impact in the run. He's limited in his ability with his range and his speed, but in a certain role, in a certain package, I don't know why you wouldn't want Dewey in your locker room. He's a great teammate and a really good player. Just you got to make sure that number fits.
It's interesting, too, all the one-year deals that were signed last year, because if you look at the free agents, it's a lot of the glue guys, right? The Austin Johnsons, DeJuan Smoots, Dennis Gardex, Tim Patricks of the world. There's 2 really big free agents, and let's go individually. Brian, let's begin with Devin Lloyd. What would your thoughts be on him?
They're not going to be able to re-sign him. I just can't imagine how they can. When you look at where his position, he's going to argue that he belongs in that category of the outside linebacker. And, that brings into play guys like TJ Watt. And it drives the number up. And because he's a 6'3", 240-pound linebacker with range, it only takes one team to come in and just absolutely fall in love with him. You can't franchise him. He's going to cost too much. You can't get the kind of deal that you want done. And I just can't imagine that Devin Lloyd is here in 2026. And, there's a lot of guys you want to sign. You want to sign Brenton Strange. You want to make sure that you keep some of these guys that are a part of what you're doing. You're going to have to let some guys go. And it's why you drafted Jalen McLeod. We didn't see him this year, the kid from Auburn, but he's a guy with a lot of upside. At some point, you draft and develop, and some guys are going to have to go. I imagine the other one we're going to talk about is Travis Etienne. And if I could keep Travis Etienne or Devin Lloyd, I would rather keep Etienne because he gave you 14 touchdowns this year. He had 312 touches on the season. Hell, yesterday, he was 116 yards from scrimmage to lead your team. I just think he's a dynamic weapon. Is he a complete back? Is he a Fred? No, he's not Fred. Not even close. But when he gets out on the edge, I mean, he had 7 receiving touchdowns this year. If I could choose between the two, he's going to be more affordable. I can use the transition tag on him and give him, an $11 million number. And as long as he doesn't get a big deal from someone else, I can keep him for a year. And by that point, I'm ready to move on in 2027. The Lloyd thing is everyone's going to go back and look at the 99-yard pick six. And someone's going to say, man, that guy is good. And he is good. He's a really good player. But there are 5 premium positions you got to pay: quarterback, left tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, and pass rusher. And everything else, you've got to make sure it fits in your cap. And if it doesn't, you can't break the bank. So I would be really surprised if Devin Lloyd is here.
Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, Jaguars Radio. Brian, final thought. We'll certainly have you on this offseason as developments warrant. But when we all reconvene down there in May, when OTAs get cranked up and it's full steam ahead for 2026, when we look back on 2025, 4, 5, 6 months from now, how will you remember this season?
It was the year of discovery. The Jaguars discovered their guy, their coach, their John Harbaugh, who spent 18 years in Baltimore, their Mike Tomlin, who spent 19 years in Pittsburgh, right? Their long-term vision guy. And he rediscovered the quarterback. We saw the Trevor Lawrence that I think we all believed we would have seen had he not gotten injured the last 2 years, that he would have taken that big step forward. He took it. Yeah. Did he throw a pick yesterday? Yes. Threw 2. But he also threw 3 touchdowns and gave you the lead with 4 minutes to play. 2025 was a remarkable season of discovery where you found a couple of key pieces. And 2026 will be about taking those pieces and building around them.
And I guess the question is, too, 2017, Marrone made the playoffs. The bottom fell out in 18. 2022, Peterson made the playoffs. The bottom fell out around Thanksgiving in 23. Brian, I get the sense the bottom's not going to fall out of this Liam Cohen team.
Now, the word you keep hearing is sustainable, and I believe it is. And I put a lot of faith in Tony Boselli. I've known him for more than 30 years, and he walked the hallways here. He didn't wear his gold jacket, but everybody knew this is the guy. And he set a standard. When he walked by, people stood up a little straighter, right? They did their jobs with a little bit more urgency, not because he said a word or gave them a look, but because people didn't want to disappoint him. And he doesn't want all the credit because this is a coach-driven team. And James Gladstone deserves his share of the credit as well. But I want to make sure people understand the job that Tony Boselli did here this year. And it will be sustainable because he will make sure that this organization does smart things with the players that they keep, with the players that they let walk, with the salary cap, with the draft. He will keep everything on an even keel. And I have a lot of faith in him. So I believe it's sustainable. And I think the Jaguars will be a division title winner again next year because I think they have the best quarterback in the division. And I think that they will improve the defense and go further in the postseason. I'm an optimist, but I like what I see here. I love what the season was about. And the people who are running the show have impressed me with the kind of men they are and the vision that they have.
Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com and Jaguars Radio. Brian, as always, thank you for your time. We'll talk soon, pal.
Look forward to it, Ryan.
When all the games are in the books, it's time to take a closer look. Post-game Monday, dive into Sunday's matchups and break down the key moments, surprising plays, and everything in between. Prepared by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
New year, new lifetime dreams. Let's build them together. Jeff Breyer here with the Lifetime Family of Companies, your local backyard
and indoor
home improvement specialists.
That's right, Dad. Lifetime enclosures, lifetime flooring, and lifetime windows.
Glass and screen enclosures, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, replacement windows, all to enhance your home's livability and value. And a huge flooring showroom with thousands of the latest tile, LVP, hardwood, and carpet selections to help you fall in love with your home again.
Come experience the lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our limited lifetime offers.
Lifetime enclosures. Balancing books and the grind of daily practice is what it takes to be a scholar athlete. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show, kept healthy by
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists
and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234
on 1010XL.
Ghost. Skeletor World Tour 2026. Ghost. Theatrical. Arena Rock. January 22nd, Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Ghost. Don't miss Ghost.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
When persistent plumbing problems leave you feeling flushed, don't panic. Call Roland Reich. They quote all pricing in advance, so your only surprise is how quickly they'll solve your issue. Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Happy New Year, sports fans. Hicken here, and let's keep the skincare talk going while we ring in the new year. I know it's winter, a little cold outside. That sun is still shining, so let's always be reminded to take care of our skin. Beaches Dermatology now has a new location open in Fernandina. So if you live just a little north of Duval, you can now see the pros at Beaches Dermatology without having to make the drive to Jax. Go online to beachesdermatology.com to book your skincare appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit DFHSalesEvent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Halftime, Hacker After Dark, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We'll take you up till 10 o'clock as we do every night right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. The final game of Super Wildcard Weekend, Houston and Pittsburgh. As you would expect, a defensive battle right now. Steelers up 3-0, 12 minutes to go in the first half. Houston has the ball right around midfield. Houston did have a turnover. Jack Sawyer, the former Ohio State Buckeye, getting in on C.J. Stroud, knocking the ball out. Pittsburgh recovered. They could do nothing with it, however. So 3-0 Steelers over Texans, under 12 minutes to go in the first half. Again, the winner of this game will go to Foxborough. Quick thoughts on the other games, not Buffalo-Jacksonville related. I don't know how much more I want to hear about Justin Herbert. Every year we hear about Justin Herbert is this great player. At a certain point, man, win a playoff game, right? I mean, good grief. You get to the playoffs every year and you get bounced every year. He's gotten bounced 3 times in the wild card weekend. They didn't even put a touchdown on the board last night. A great defensive effort by New England, but Justin Herbert, you need to... I mean, all this talk about the top-tier AFC quarterbacks, I don't know why we keep putting Herbert up there, because his postseasons have been downright putrid at times. New England advances. In the NFC, what an effort by Carolina. I was personally stunned that the Rams game was that close. Give credit to the Rams. I mean, much like Buffalo, they had to make plays on the road inside of 3 minutes to win a game. And to their credit, they did. They survive Carolina. Their reward for that now is going to Chicago because the Bears pull off an all-timer in beating Green Bay. I thought Ben Johnson was crazy in the first half. What'd he go for it on 4th down? Like 4 times? It's nonsense. Same thing I said with Liam Cohen. I don't get this 4th down stuff, particularly in the playoffs, man. Take the points. But I mean, Green Bay did not take advantage, and what a brutal way to end your season if you're the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you're up 21-3 on your bitter rival in their home stadium, and you let them off the hook. That was very similar to me to Jacksonville-Houston, except obviously that was a regular season game. This was a playoff game. Chicago gets out of there with a win. Kudos to Caleb Williams. He was phenomenal in the 4th quarter. And what a scene that should be. L.A. in Soldier Field against Chicago next week in divisional weekend. San Francisco goes into Philadelphia and wins. Truthfully, Jaguar fans, I don't know how many of you watched that because I think we were still in a haze from the Jaguars losing. But what an effort by the 49ers. I mean, you want to talk about, you lose Fred Warner earlier in the year. You lose Nick Bosa earlier in the year. You lose George Kittle during the game. You've played many games without Brock Purdy. You've never had Brandon Ayuk. Ricky Pearsall's missed a bunch of time. I mean, the 49ers are beat to heck. And they go into Philadelphia against the defending world champions. And they win that game. Whew. What a win for San Francisco. What a loss for Philadelphia. Equal measures of both. So now 3 of the final 4 in the NFC are from the NFC West. You'll have San Francisco going to Seattle on Saturday. You will have the LA Rams going to Chicago on Sunday. As we know, one of the AFC divisional games is set, Buffalo at Denver. That game will be played on Saturday, so a quick turnaround for the Bills. The Bills have to release their first injury report of the week tomorrow. How long is that thing going to be after the game here yesterday? And then the other divisional game will be decided tonight. The winner of Houston and Pittsburgh will go to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. The weekend as a whole was superb. Rams, Panthers, Bears, Packers, Jaguars, Bills, and 49ers, Eagles were sensational. 4 sensational wild card games. Chargers, Patriots was a snooze fest. Hopefully we get a good ending tonight. Houston is inside the red zone. Pittsburgh leads 3-0, but Houston is driving inside the Pittsburgh red zone. About 10 minutes to go in the first half. Coming up next, a little Monday night coaching with Campo. My buddy Dave Campo, former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He joins me to put a bow on the Jaguar season from his perspective. What went right? What went wrong? What were his thoughts on Liam Cohen's first year as a whole as the Jaguar head coach? We'll ask a former NFL head coach. My buddy Dave Campo joins me next on a Monday night here in Jacksonville, Florida. We're glad you're with us till 10 o'clock. It's Hacker After Dark.
He was the best back in Jacksonville.
It has to be Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill Monday mornings at 8:30.
A tough guy.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, is that a turtleneck?
Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air, a definite nip.
I mean, it is January.
In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold.
Well, I wouldn't call this.
Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter.
So, switch over to heat.
What if my system can't remember how to heat?
Dude, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat.
I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trust. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you out